Well, hello there, it's Greggy Soriano and welcome to another episode of Greggy's Digest. If you're into satisfying cake decorating videos, please be sure to like my Facebook page, and if you're watching this on YouTube, please be sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell to get notifications every time I post a new video. Today we're going to make a moss and orchid cake, and it's going to be lush with a ton of beautiful organic looking chartreuse moss, along with some lavenders and purples and periwinkles and ombre blues. It's going to be gorge. So without further ado, let's get to caking. First, we're starting off by constructing some wafer paper orchids. We're doing some Phalaenopsis amabilis, which is the scientific name for it. It's called moth orchids or bridal orchids as well. And I'm going to partially show you how to make them because it takes quite a while to make these things and it's a whole video in itself. So I'm going to do a separate video for this. But yeah, I'm making little pieces to it. I've cut them out with little circle cutters, and then I've shaped them, and now I'm going to paint them with some gel paste along with some vodka or gin. I really took my time with these because they're kind of the star of the show other than the moss, and I just wanted beautiful, lush, delicate orchids right onto the cascade that I'm going to be placing onto the cake. I'm using a purple because it's coordinating with all the other colors that I'm going to be placing on the cake as well. It's all in the details, so I'm really thinking about each little tiny little speck and dot that I put onto these flowers and stamens. It's really what sets it apart, and in the video, I don't think I do it as much justice, but in person, it makes you want to look at the cake for quite a while because all of the little details, and you can really tell that you've strategically placed each little dot and piece and bead, little royal icing pieces, or anything that you do onto a cake. You really want to make sure all the details are in its perfect little spot. Cut out some wafer paper in rectangular pieces in different sizes, no bigger than 5 inches, and place it over a cup of hot water and start folding it. And what that does is the steam from the cup of hot water allows the wafer paper to be malleable and it avoids it from ripping. And I'm basically doing it like a paper fan, and I'm connecting it with just a teeny bit of water, just like this. Isn't that gorge? Cut the corners into a point so it creates a beautiful tapered edge, and it just looks like a beautiful flowered fan, just like that. Now I'm doing some freehand cutouts of leaves. I'm doing some monstera leaves, some banana-like leaves, all these different types of leaves. How many times am I going to say leaves? I'm sorry. But yeah, they're leaves that I'm cutting out. And you could totally Google some templates on different leaves, look up different types of leaves there are in the tropics, and just copy them. I like to freehand them just because it looks very organic and more beautiful that way. And those were some monstera leaves that I made, and these ones I pre-painted, and then I'm going to cut them out. You can paint them after, but you have to be careful when you paint them after because they have a tendency to curl up if you saturate them with too much liquid. So just be careful. Right here, I cut out a general shape of a leaf that I pre-painted, and I'm passing it over the steam and creating a fan with that as well. I can't wait till you see this. Look at that! Isn't that gorge? Pinch and attach the base of the sleeve with water. With some white and purple gel paste food coloring, create an ombre effect right onto these fans. When you use gel paste along with the white gel paste, it creates a beautiful painted effect. And there's a little bit less liquid than using a vodka or gin, but you can create a watercolor effect as well with some vodka or gin. You just have to use it sparingly Just try to avoid mixing it with water. The only time I use water for wafer paper is when I glue things together and I just use a teeny weeny bit of it. With some floral tape, arrange your flowers in bunches. You want to do them in odd numbers like 3s, 5s, or just one by itself. Right now I'm mixing up the batter for my moss. I love this moss recipe, and I'll post it on GreggySoriano.com just to make it easier for you. I'm adding some Pandan Extract to give it some beautiful fragrant flavor along with some color as well. Just Google what pandan leaves are and you should try it out sometime. It's really yummy and I love the smell of it. I love pandan. I'm using a small Pyrex container because I'm going to put it in the microwave. Isn't that cray? I'm actually baking this cake in the microwave. It's super quick. It's about 2 minutes long. And look how it turns out. It comes out in beautiful, mossy looking, bubbly layers that I just love, love, love. You know, I'm a texture freak. I just love texture. And right now I'm shading them in different shades of green. I'm using petal dust that I made myself. And I'll show you a recipe for that as well. I love making them myself just because I know what's going in them and I know that they're totally edible because I'm using powdered sugar and things like that. Usually these petal dusts or lesser dusts are non-edible because it says non-toxic on them when you buy them, and I just love making them myself because you can create the actual shade that you want. Crumb coat and vinyl coat an 8-inch, 6-inch, and 4-inch round cake at least 5 inches in height. The higher the better. You want this to look very organic with a ton of texture, so you want it to be unkempt and scrape the sides as usual like you would do a final coat, but then avoid making a clean edge on the top edges of each tier. Does that make sense? You want different heights and different jaggedy edges on every top edge. Attach your larger pieces of moss with buttercream. You want to create a gradient effect starting with really big pieces in the middle and gradient smaller pieces towards the outer edges of this cascade. You want to really strategically think about where each piece is going to go and take your time. And if you notice I'm doing karate chops in the air and I'm swaying my hands in the air sometimes, that's because I really want to make sure I create the movement that I'm thinking of in my head. Because I either want to do an S curve or a really swervy S curve or one straight line that's very geometric and linear. It's all up to you and what your aesthetic is for this cake. Alright, my little mercakers, I'm going to stop blabbing my little bokeh off and allow you to have your own satisfying cake decorating moment of watching me just design my heart out. Enjoy! Oh, and this is a chartreuse colored ranunculus that I made the other day that I posted on my IG. If you haven't seen this, please be sure to follow my Instagram. I post on my stories all the time on little updates on the things that I'm doing to create this cake. It takes hours and hours to create beautiful cakes like this, and just like any other cake designer, we totally speed up all of our videos, and if we did it in real time, we'd be here forever. So I'm just speeding it up for you guys, just so that we can move things along and have you enjoy our videos. batter and gild the cake with some edible gold mixed with vodka till your heart's content, and there we have it, our moss and orchid cake. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to go to GreggySoriano.com to support this channel, and be sure to comment down below and let me know what you'd like to see next. I'll talk to you later. Bye!